The first thing that you need to know is that bubble tea is delicious. In fact, a life without bubble tea is just not worth living. And as this diagram clearly states here and scientifically proves, a diet without tea means you might possibly die. Let's go through this and have a deeper look. Here you can see the clean diet. Now this is what most people think of when they talk about a diet. You're only allowed to eat unprocessed foods, which unfortunately means that there is no bubble tea, as bubble tea is processed. And it brings us back to the problem, okay, of a diet without tea means you will die. Next, let's move on to the raw food diet. One of the most trendy diets recently, okay, and one that's been made very, very popular. Unfortunately, there's no cooked foods. And as we all know, that tea is heated before it's made, which means no bubble tea, which brings us back to the same problem of a diet without a tea could possibly result in us dying. Next, let's move on to one of the most popular ones in the last 10 years, the low-carb diet. Okay? Now, the low-carb diet means you have no starch, or very little starch, no sugar, and it unfortunately also means you have no rainbow jelly. Okay? And that means you have no bubble tea, which brings us back to the age-old question of a diet without tea means you may possibly die. Next, let's move on to the paleo diet, probably one of the most popular diets made popular by CrossFit. Okay? Now, this diet allows you to only eat paleo-era food. The unfortunate problem was that bubble tea was not around in that era, which means no bubble tea, which brings us back to the paleo question of, what do you do on a diet without no tea? You die. Next, this is probably one of the most favorite, most popular, and longest standing diets in the world. That's the meal plan diet, or the shake diet. Okay? You're allowed set meals only, or shakes only. Is bubble tea a shake? No, it's not. And that unfortunately means on this diet, there is no bubble tea, which brings us back to the question of, what do you do on a diet without tea? The answer, my friend, is very, very simple. Now look, obviously this is not a scientific diagram, okay? This is clearly made up, and this is just my opinion. Now look, all of these diets on here do have valid points, okay? What I am advocating here is not to eat only bubble tea, okay? But it's to have a balance, right? There needs to be a balance of good food. There needs to be a balance of bubble tea, if it may be, and there needs to be a balance of food that you eat when you're out, when you're socializing, when you're having fun, okay? When you're going out with friends, when you get invited to a wedding, because you can't bring your raw steak and salad to a wedding, okay? You can't bring your shake to a friend's birthday, okay? You can't bring your steak and eggs out to someone who's having pancakes for breakfast, okay? There has to be a balance. Whatever diet you choose is totally up to you, but if it doesn't involve your lifestyle, okay, meaning doing the things you want to do that may not necessarily be on a shake, be on a paleo, low-carb, raw food, or clean diet, okay, then it's going to be very, very difficult to sustain long-term. So all I advocate here is balance. Having, of course, yes, good stuff, but also having a little bit of bad stuff too, so we can be actual human beings and not machines and not robots, and enjoy not just the transformation but the rest of your life. I hope this has been useful. If it has been, tag a mate who gets stuck in one of these diets and who needs long-term solution to get some balance back and potentially have some bubble tea.